Yeah, definitely. I think it's beginning. It's not, it's not like there's an open secrets in every country, but there are great groups forming, and one that springs to mind is Ciudadano Inteligente out of Chile, which came to us and said, "We love your site. We're doing something similar. We're going to really adopt some of the same kinds of analyses that you do." And we said, "Fantastic. Let us know how we can help." They've really done it on their own. They haven't relied on us, but they kind of point to us as a partner. And I think that's fantastic. They've created a resource where there was none, a dialogue where it was not as vibrant. They have been supported by foundations with an international focus that are also funding similar work in other countries. Some other organizations I'm familiar with are Alter EU in Brussels, Spinwatch in London, Lobby Control in Berlin. Of course, Global Integrity here in the U.S. is doing fantastic work and, has an international focus. Other international advocacy groups focused on single issues, but using public data to ground their campaigns, like Greenpeace or Amnesty International, have reached out to us for our data and have incorporated them into campaigns that were deemed, successful. Of course, there are traditional important players like Transparency International that have a long history that are fostering these kinds of conversations, and also organizations at the country level across the globe. And beyond that, we've hosted countless delegations from foreign nations, including parliamentarians, ambassadors, journalists, NGOs, activists, scholars, interested citizens. So, of course, that's not the same as having an organization in the field, cranking out this work, maintaining it. But the interest is certainly there. I think there is the field has been seeded, and there's a lot of opportunity for cultivation of this kind of work on a countrywide and regional focus. Of course, there's groups like IFAS and the Carter Center that have been doing this important work on a much broader scale than we do, but we have, I think, an important niche and a story to tell and expertise to share on political finance, and there is definitely interest.
How important of a role do you think partnerships have played in the growth and development of your organization, and how would you suggest organizations in remote areas potentially create, a viable strategy to engage and benefit from partnerships that that may not exist quite yet?
Well, I think they have to leverage technology if they have access to. I mean, that's the critical piece is there access to technology. That's going to be, it's just creating opportunities and efficiency in forming partnerships and offering the ability to partner with groups that have specific expertise to share thousands of miles away. We're no longer bound by the geographic limits anymore, and it's really a matter of doing our due diligence and finding out who's out there and who can help share their experience so that we can lift all boats more quickly and affordably. But for us, partnerships have not played a huge role in our past, but this must change, and it is changing in this networked age. We have had great success in creating, as I was saying, a market for this information in the press over the last 20 years, but we just feel the time is ripe now to reach out more directly to citizens and to use social media and partner with other groups. And social media and partnering are two key pieces of this strategy going forward for CRP. Collaborations, of course, allow us the opportunity to tackle big issues that we ourselves or another group alone couldn't adequately tackle, but by pooling our resources, we can accomplish far more ambitious goals. And I think, with regard to technology, the idea is to allow, to free up data, to allow conversations to take place and combinations to be created that potentially could be game-changing. That could be transformational if we're breaking down the barriers between government and the people, between organizations and developers or academics or activists. The hope is here that we're now allowing potentially new innovations to be fostered. So, and I think it's really, I've been thinking about this but not saying, and it's important to note that last year we adopted a Creative Commons license. So now we see the potential for any number of mashups and data collaborations that were not necessarily possible before. We always provided our data, but we tried to, as a poor, insufficiently resourced nonprofit, we were trying to sell data often particularly to media organizations to subsidize the work and keep it ongoing. Well, of course, given again what's happened in media, that was a losing cause. So under the Creative Commons license now, anyone who wants to use our data has the de facto ability to do so. And if anyone is interested in partnering with us on developing new tools, we'd be thrilled if they would contact us. Already we partner with a wide variety of newspapers, but also now with NGOs like the Sunlight Foundation, which is also a funder of ours, the Public Citizen, Taxpayers for Common Sense, OMB Watch, a number of kind of transparency and good government focused groups here in Washington, D.C., as well as consult with groups internationally. And we work with folks on all sides of the ideological perspective. Again, that's for us really a key component. On the one hand, we provide training on our data through an initiative sponsored by the Heritage Foundation, one of the right of right groups. And on the other hand, our data is a key part of the new Blue Pages, a directory of companies rated by their politics and practices with a decidedly progressive, liberal viewpoint. Of course, you can use that kind of consumer guide either to boycott or boycott companies, but these are the kinds of partnerships that we're already engaged in, and we are wide open to pursuing more.
So as you build these, this database up, and there must be some sort of basic requirements for building that so that you can house these vast amounts of information, notwithstanding the fact that costs for technological products have decreased over recent years. Do you have an idea regarding the initial budget that you had, say, when you started this Open Secrets, when you built out your first database?